So today we have the latest and greatest from the Samsung. So on the left we get to see the Z Fold 6, and on the right we have the S25 Ultra, and we'll be just going ahead and doing the speed test on both of these phones. So I don't have the S24 Ultra handy in hand, so I have the Z Fold 6, which has the same specs as far as concerned with the chipset. It got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, same as S24 Ultra, and the 12 gigs of RAM. And on the other hand, on the S25 Ultra we get to see the newer chip, which is the Snapdragon 8 Elite with the 12 gigs of RAM. Both are 512 gigs of storage options, so with 12 gigs of RAM. However, I can expect that whatever the results are for the Z Fold 6 will be applicable to the S24 Ultra as well, because the specs wise and the chipset wise these are both like same devices. So we just say that the Z Fold 6 is a little bit ahead of the S24 Ultra and the S25 Ultra when it comes to the multitasking capabilities in the inner screen. It feels like you're just using the Samsung tablet once you open. So all of the options that the Samsung has on its flagship tablets, the S10 Ultra and the S9 Ultra, are equipped onto the Z Fold 6 as well. So inner screen will feel like a small mini tablet that you're using. And obviously it is a little bit ahead in terms of the software capabilities than what the S25 Ultra has to offer. So first we just go ahead and just do the restart and the boot up test on these both devices and see which one is the faster one.
Please tell me what you'd like me to do.
Okay, so if you keep pressing the button, the power button, so S25 Ultra leads to the Gemini. And now we just go ahead and just restart these both phones, and we see which one just reboots faster. By the way, both devices are being connected to the same network, and there will be no background apps running on both of these phones, so we can expect the results to be fair on these both. Alright, so S25 Ultra was the first one to open. We are just waiting on to Z Fold 6 to open. Alright, so Z Fold 6 open as well. And now we just go ahead and just quickly unlock these both phones. So here you go. And I just move to the main screen, and we'll just go ahead and just launch some apps. So we'll be just going through a couple of apps on these both phones, and smoothness wise, if I can say, so they are pretty similar. I couldn't find like any difference in terms of the smoothness. So if we try to launch the apps on the on the Z Fold 6, so we can check the animations, how it feels like on this one. So we can check the animations on these both of devices, like how this one feels like, and I can see like it feels very smooth on the Z Fold 6. There's no lag, and I just close down all of the apps to make sure, yeah, it is. And now we try the S25 Ultra. A little bit smoother, you can say, on the S25 Ultra, but there's not so much difference. I can say that the screen feels a little bit better on the S25 Ultra than what you have on the Z Fold 6. The fingerprint scanner are both great on both of these phones. So the S25 Ultra is like, you can check, it's like instant. On the Z Fold 6 you struggle a little bit to find on the side. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you have to press the button. So yeah, so I believe it depends on the preference which one you like. Both are really nice unlocking systems. I prefer the Z Fold 6 option of the fingerprint scanner built in into the power button, because like sometimes your device is lying on the side, so it's better to have the fingerprint scanner in the power button, because if you have the screen protector on top, so you have to just use other option with the S25 Ultra, or all of the devices which are having like the under display fingerprint scanner. So we just go ahead and just launch the couple of apps. So first we start with the Pinterest. We can make sure again like all apps are closed. Yeah, so we can go ahead. I can say like very close by. I'll just keep some mouse pad that I have handy on the S20 below the S25 Ultra, so it just doesn't wobbles. So yeah, so S25 Ultra was the first fast one, but obviously the difference was very negligible kind of. So now we just run another app in short. It was kind of instant on the Z Fold 6, and now we just open the Play Store. Wow, very similar results. I mean, I would give this one a tie. Now we'll open the calendar. Instant on both. I would give this one a tie as well. Now one thing, if you notice, like in a One UI 7, so there has been like icon change, if you just notice. So the property apps like calendar, like you can see like both are different logos, app icons, sorry, and the camera is also very different. If you can just recognize, so this is like old times we used to have the Android icons, so it's somewhat similar to that. I like the feel of the One UI much more better. You can see the calculator is like now also very different, and like these are the icons like which are a little bit different. Now we just open the YouTube. All right, so I can say the Z Fold 6 was slightly faster, very hard to notice. And now we just open the speed test. All right, the S25 Ultra was the first one to open. We just go ahead and just launch the test. Both devices are connected with the same network. So Z Fold 6 was the first one to finish, and followed by very closely by the S25 Ultra. And now we'll be just opening up the calculator over here. We'll just open the Geekbench text later in the test. So here you go. Very similar results. I couldn't find any difference. Let's open the camera. Very similar results. You can see like these are like going head to head on these ones. Now we just open the Xperia. Little faster on the Z Fold 6, but very closely followed by the S25 Ultra. Now we'll open the light cut. Little faster on the S25 Ultra, but very hard to notice because it was very close by each other. So now we just open up the Chrome. Little faster on the S25 Ultra, but I would just give this one a tie. It's very negligible kind of difference. Now these were like day-to-day apps that most of the people use. So now I'll be just launching some casual games which people play on the go, which will be like Subway Surf. So we just go ahead and launch this one, and it was faster on the S25 Ultra. We just go ahead and play on these S25 Ultra first, and we see the smoothness of this one. Feels pretty much smooth, there's no lag. Gameplay feels just right. Yeah, so there's no issues. It's closed. Now I'll just play on the Z Fold 6 now. feels as smooth as the S25 Ultra, no lag or anything, no frame drops. All right, pretty much similar experience you're just getting. So obviously the S25 Ultra has a bigger screen on the front, so you might feel a little bit better. I find this S25 Ultra much more better than the S24 Ultra once you're just holding, or because the feel of this one is much more nicer. You just it feels a little bit handier than the S24 Ultra once you're just holding this phone. So now we just run the Temple Run 2. We can say it was being launched first on the Z Fold 6, and you can see the screen on the S24 Ultra feels so much nicer because of that anti-reflective coating that Samsung has used on this one. The black feels so much black. If you just notice on this one, I'm not sure if you guys can notice that one on camera, but like I can feel really depth in colors on the S25 Ultra, and you have to just see this one in person if you are just using this phone. And once it comes to the Z Fold 6, so you will just see so much reflections, and the color depth is a little bit lesser what you get to see on the S25 Ultra. And this could be the reason that if you might want to just upgrade from the Z Fold 6 to maybe S25 Ultra. Obviously I wouldn't recommend the upgrade from S24 Ultra to S25 Ultra, because you're both using the same coating on the front. I mean, there's also the anti-reflective coating. The Samsung claims like the anti-reflective coating has been improved on the S25 Ultra, but yeah, I couldn't notice anything like because I use the S24 Ultra and feels pretty much same. Maybe it's much more resistant to the scratches, that would I assume. And then I'll just go ahead and just play this one. Yeah, I can vouch on that. The black feels and the colors feels much more vibrant, and you're seeing colors better on the S25 Ultra, and that would be the case for the S24 Ultra as well. I'm just doing the speed test comparison between these both chips right now, because the Z Fold 6 has the same chip and the RAM option that you have on the S24 Ultra. The graphic wise, it feels really nice. I couldn't find any sort of issue in this one. There's no lag or frame drops or anything. Now we just play on the Z Fold 6. Yeah, pretty much similar experience, but the screen itself on the S25 Ultra is much more nicer than what you get to see on the Z Fold 6. Now we just launched the Asphalt Legends tonight. You can see like the black feels much more blacker on the S25 Ultra. So I think you cannot play the same game with the same ID on two phones. So but yeah, I would assume the S25 Ultra was the first one to open this one. Now we just go ahead and just play the game on this one. Z Fold 6 first, then I'll just play a little bit one lap on the S25 Ultra, and we just go ahead and I'm just comparing the front screen of the Z Fold 6 because that would just makes much more sense, because most of the time people are using the front screen on the go of the Z Fold 6 rather than the inner screen, and is the reason I'm just comparing this one, so you can have a fair idea of how it feels like. Because once closed, The Z Fold 6 feels much more like a narrow slab phone, that I can say. So gaming experience has been going great on this one. Couldn't find any sort of issue. No lag, no frame drops, no heating issues, although I'm just wearing the case on the Z Fold 6 right now. But yeah, there's no heating issues. However, you can find the better heating dissipation on the S25 Ultra, because it has newer bigger vapor chamber, which is just 40% bigger than the S24 Ultra, and that's to accommodate the newer chip of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is like overclock for the Galaxy, to help that one just don't throttle, so it doesn't throttle and remains cool while playing games or doing intensive tasks. So yeah. However, the Z Fold 6 has been a great phone up to 6 months. Like, I couldn't find any sort of issues with it as well, like in terms of the heating issues or any kind of issue. Like, it remains cool throughout the time once you're just using this phone. So yeah, so this was the little gameplay on this one, and then I will just go ahead and just play a little bit on the S25 Ultra. I can say the screen feels like it's like a mini TV, I must say. Like, it feels really beautiful. If you're just coming from the if you're just coming from the S23 Ultra, maybe S22 Ultra, then upgrading to S25 Ultra just makes sense, because reason being that if you're just coming from the S24 Ultra, I couldn't find like any sort of difference, except that you might able to notice on a day-to-day basis with a 50 megapixel camera that has been upgraded on this one. But I would just say to just wait another year to just get the S26 Ultra if you have the S24 Ultra. But it depends if you want best of the best, so you might just want to just go ahead and get this one. Again, the experience feels pretty much nice on this one. There's no lag, no frame drops, no heating issues up till now. Alright, so gameplay like is being great on this one. Pretty smooth animations you get as what you get on the Z Fold 6. So now we just launched the CSR Racing 2 over here. I can say that the front camera punch hole is slightly smaller than what you have on the Z Fold 6, if you notice that. Very slightly, but you'll just notice this one, like it is smaller than what you have on the Z Fold 6. So I will just run this test again. Alright, so we'll just launch the CSR Racing 2 again. Alright, so S25 Ultra was the first one to open this one. Now we just open the Ray Racing 3. This game, like I've noticed, like it gives very versatile kind of performance of on different phones. I find this one like it's optimized differently on each phone. So yeah, so this one is like open on the Z Fold 6 first, but they both landed onto a different screen. So now we just open the Modern Combat 5. Alright, so very similar going up till now. Now we'll see like which one opens first. Alright, so I would just give this one to S25 Ultra, but nevertheless, like a Z Fold 6 was really close by. So now we just go ahead and launch this Geekbench 6 over here, and we'll just go ahead and just run the CPU benchmark. Alright, so CPU test has been completed by the S25 Ultra, and you can see the single core score of 2639, and then there is a multi-core score of 9151, and we're just waiting on the Z Fold 6 to finish the test. Alright, so test has been completed on the Z Fold 6 as well. You can see the single score of the 1725 and a multi-core score of 6387. So we can see like significant improvements on the S25 Ultra when it comes to the CPU. And now we'll be just running the GPU benchmark test. Alright, so GPU score has been completed on the S25 Ultra with a 14403 of GPU OpenCL score according to the Geekbench 6, and we're just waiting on to the Z Fold 6 to finish the GPU test. Alright, so GPU test has been completed on the Z Fold 6 as well with the 10768 of OpenCL score. And we can see like the S25 Ultra got the significant improvements when it comes to the GPU as well. So the chip is much more faster that you're getting on the S25 Ultra. However, it only depends upon like which apps you are using, because on a day-to-day basis, I would just again say like it wouldn't make much difference once you're using either of the devices, even if you're just playing games. So it wouldn't feel like so much difference once you're just playing games on both of these phones, unless you're just a geek who are just calculating seconds of you can just note it the seconds of like when the game is being launched onto the phone itself. So another question arises like which device you should get in the 2025. So my opinion would be regarding if you are just deciding on the basis of the chip, so I would say like you can just go either of the devices and you wouldn't be wrong in that case. However, my reason for getting the Z Fold 6 was that like I've just got bored with the regular slab phone, so I just wanted to try something new, so I just went with the Z Fold 6. I had the S24 Ultra, which was not that handy, and I find a little bit hard to just navigate with one hand. So if you're just looking for a one-handed use, so the front screen of the Z Fold 6 will be just sweet spot if you have a small hands, and at the same time you're just getting the inner screen, which is like a small mini tablet that's way bigger than on the S25 Ultra. So you get more versatility with the Z Fold 6 than what you're getting on the S25 Ultra. Also, the software is the reason, because the inner screen software is on the Z Fold 6 is having a much more multitasking capabilities, and it's a bigger screen, so you can just work out much better with multiple windows in the same screen. On the S25 Ultra side, you're just getting the regular slab phone, which is obviously the latest and greatest. And if you're just a fan of using just a front screen, so obviously I would just recommend to just get the S25 Ultra because that's bigger than what you get to see on the Z Fold 6. I feel a little bit like the apps and the windows are a little bit congested on the screen of the Z Fold 6. For that, you might want to just consider the S25 Ultra if you're just using the apps on the go. So it all depends upon the preference, like which one do you guys want to go with. If you have the Z Fold 5, you might want to consider the S25 Ultra to have and notice a bigger upgrade. If you have the maybe S24 Ultra, you're looking for something new, then you might need to go to the Z Fold 6. So the point comes, or you can see the point that I'm trying to make is that the cell phone industry is so much saturated that so many players are there in the market, and you might not be wrong with either of those. Every single flagship phone that other companies has to offer have some of the flaws. Some are better in some aspects, some have the better camera, some are better software wise. And like if you're just looking some kind of a sweet spot, so I would just say if you're just into a multitasking, so obviously the S25 Ultra would be the best choice, I would say. Or if you're just looking for a different form factor, you might just want to go with the Z Fold 6. So that's all for today. If you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and I'll just try to answer those. And please like, share, and subscribe, and have a nice day. Goodbye.